The insurance company ASR is a very comprehensible example of a company that prioritizes the values of corporate sustainability. ASR makes use of the 3P sustainability model: people, planet, and profit. This concept centers on corporate responsibility and sustainable development. It is important that these three elements are in balance with each other in order to achieve the best results with regard to sustainability. The element people is defined as fair and beneficial business practices towards labor and the community and region in which a corporation conducts its business. That is why the people working at ASR have a possibility to work at home. That way, they can work whenever they want and are not bound by the usual 9 to 5 hour workday. ASR also introduces a new way of working at the office itself. The employees do not have their own desks and instead can be seated where they want. There are also rooms specifically intended for staff to unwind and casually interact as rooms for holding meetings. ASR also has so-called corners made especially for those who need to work quietly in a silent area. In these silent areas, there are no telephones or conversing colleagues. Then there is the element planet. Planet refers to sustainable environmental practices. A company tries to benefit in the natural order as much as possible, or at least tries to do no harm and to minimize the environmental impact. It reduces its ecological footprint by, for example, carefully managing its consumption of energy. The workers at ASR are stimulated to come to work by bicycle instead of the car. By introducing the new way of working, employees are encouraged and supported to work as digitally as possible, so less actual paper is used in the process. ASR also has considered the environment by renovating the current building instead of moving into a new office. The current building is from the early 1970s and needed to be renovated. ASR had the choice to either relocate to a new building or to renovate the current one. When considering the expenses, relocation to a new building would have been less costly than renovation. However, since the latter would be more in line with the principle of sustainability, the board of ASR followed up on their priorities and decided in favor of renovation. By adding more glass and specially designed shutters, the heat from the sun can be used to both warm up and cool down the building. Also, the building has a better isolation and the heat is being reused optimally. And at last, there is the element of profit. In a company with a 3P approach, profit cannot be interpreted in terms of traditional corporate accounting, which is the economic value created by the organization after deducting the cost of all inputs, including the cost of the capital tied up. The people at ASR are more flexible because of the way and setting in which they work. This leads to a higher production level, which in turn will also save on energy consumption. This is how ASR's profit will grow. The overall attention of ASR on sustainability leads the company to focus on optimal use of existing resources, long-term benefits instead of short-term gain, and mutually considerate relations with the public. In doing so, it optimizes its own corporate identity and shows that sustainable strategy provides return on expense while minimizing waste and modernizing the performance of the company in this day and age.